Hi there, language learning friends. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Matthew Boyle. I'm the designer behind the language learning card game Heading into Language Land, and I'm going to show it to you and play it in today's video. You can learn more about it at languagecardgames.com. But in a nutshell, this is a game designed to make your language learning journey truly unforgettable with friends and family. It's designed to be a heavy-duty educational resource and something to help provide to you a social experience around your language learning so you can remember much more easily. Now, I'm going to be playing in a slightly different way today because I'm exploring with or experimenting with a new way to play that I think could be useful to you guys. I've showed how to play this game many times in many different ways on this channel, so you can go back and find some more quote-unquote standard videos, but I thought of a new way today to play that I would like to show you. And basically what I've done is I have sort of preset a board. I've pre-selected some cards that I want to study and work with. So I'm not going to be playing through the cards randomly, and I'm not going to be battling with other people. This is a way that I can kind of play solo and prep what I want to and work on what I want to. If there's some cards that are giving me difficulty, this is going to allow me to zero in on them. And because I'm just playing by myself and studying by myself, it's going to be pretty relaxed. So what I did is I selected the character that I want to be, and I selected 4 cards. And for the purposes of this video, I selected 4 different types of cards so I can kind of show you that along the way. I can also grab a dice if I want to, and maybe some kind of pawn. Let's see if I have... Yeah, I could grab this guy's actual pawn. I have it over here. But you really don't even need a dice or a pawn. You really just need the cards, and we have a printable version of this game as well, if that would be more convenient. We also have the online version. But I got my character, I got a pawn. Okay. And I've also got a study guide here that I'm going to be working with. Now, this is the Mandarin study guide, which covers all the topics in the game. We also have pre-built study guides for Spanish and Japanese and soon to be Turkish. But if you don't happen to be studying any of those languages, still it's not a big loss. You can use the blank study guide, which is provided in the rule book. And increasingly, I'm thinking it would even be useful to use AI to generate example sentences for all these topics in the game. So it can be fun to sort of build your own study guide, which you could share with other people who are learning that target language. And we'll grow our own study guides more over time. So what I did is I pulled out the cards I want to study and the study guide pages which match those cards and those topics. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and flip over the first card, and I'm imagining that I'm traveling through this land, the world of language land. And the first card, sorry, there's a bit of a glare there, but the first card is an ally, and I know that because we have the same color name. So to call an ally onto your team, you need to speak about the topics on the ally card. Now, during a typical game, we just roll the dice, and we choose one topic to speak about. And if we roll a number 1, that means another player gets to choose our topic. And if we roll a 6, that means we can choose our topic. But I think because, again, I'm playing solo and I kind of want to practice, I might practice all of those topics. So let me go to the study guide page, the page I have for Kyrgyz. So we see the name of the card here, the topic, the number 2 topic and an example sentence, the number 3 topic and an example sentence, and so on. And what I might do is cover up the English translation. So I know the topic is game, and then I want to try to practice to read this sentence just reading the Chinese Hanzi alone. 你下过象棋吗? Now, I think I said that right. I'm not sure if I pronounced it right, but let's go on down. 你下过象棋吗? Okay, so I could perhaps say that a little bit better. Going on to the next one. Oh, here's the English translation. Did you ever play Chinese chess? Okay. 你下过象棋吗? Next one is a famous person, the next topic. Category 3. Okay. 习近平是中国的领导人. Xi Jinping is the leader of China. 习近平是中国的领导人. Okay, I'm always in a state of improper tones. I can always work on those. Xi Jinping is the leader of China. Category 4, a military rank. I won't bore you with more Chinese practice. Maybe you're not even learning Chinese practice, but I would just roll through those like so. Now, assuming that I practiced those pretty well and I'm happy with that, then I would take this guy onto my team because he's an ally of mine. And I could gain a point on my longevity die. We call, to gain life points in this game, we call them longevity points. We're growing in our language learning powers. We start on 3, and then from then on we gain, we go up. So I'm up to 4 now. And then in a typical game, I would replace that empty space on the board with a card from the deck, and then I would successfully move to that place. Okay, let's go on to the next card. The next card is a weapon, which I want to try to pick up. And to pick up a card, it's actually the same as an ally. If I want to pick up that thing, I have to speak about topics on that card. So let me find my study guide page for the Earthshaker. And the study guides are in alphabetical order according to the name of the card. And by the way, we have electronic PDF versions of the study guides as well. I'm working with the hard copy version because you can see I'm writing and copying the sentences over on there. So again, I would work through these. 夏天我喜欢去海滩. In the summer, I like to visit the beach. Topic 3, disaster. 你经历过地震吗? Did you ever experience an earthquake? In this game, topics 2 and 3 on the cards tend to be a little bit easier, and topics 4 and 5 tend to be a little bit more difficult. Now, if you wanted to say, break this down for yourself, make this a little bit more easy, maybe as you play this game with your friends, you don't roll a dice to select different topics. You only speak about the number 2 topics. That's a way that you could adapt this game to make it more easy to play, right? And then as you master all those number 2 topics, maybe the next time that you play, you would focus on only the number 3 topics, and so on. So you can stepladder your approach through this game. That's why I say there's a lot of value that you can derive from this game. It might seem a little overwhelming at first, but this game is perfectly suited and perfectly designed to adaptation and to leveling. All right, assuming I speak about these topics well enough and I'm happy with my study about this card, I'll take it onto my team because it's a weapon for me to use. Now, if you wanted to play a bit longer and you felt like you didn't master the topics on this card well enough, you could just put it back down and move around to some other cards and come back to it later and see if you can remember what you learned and you can say it a bit better the next time, right? But let's just assume I did it well enough. Okay, I replaced this card with a fresh card from the deck and move there. The next card is a location. Now, locations, they say location under the name of the card. Locations always stay face up on the board when they are discovered. So it starts to create a map. The longer you play and the more locations you reveal, you're going to start to be revealing the map of the world. And different players might want to go to different locations for the special bonuses or rules that they would activate. But anyway, this one is called the Dragon Spine. And I would speak about drinks, bones, survival kit items, and dinosaurs. I should mention what I was just alluding to a moment ago about the special rules is that every card in this game has a special rule text or a special power text. And you can just totally ignore those if you want to keep the game breathtakingly simple and just focus on speaking about different topics. That's perfectly fine. But if you're really into gaming and if you're an experienced gamer, over time you're going to want to learn and incorporate these different power texts which make the game much more strategic and allow you to actually move around the board faster, or take out certain baddies, or defeat other players and knock them off the board. There's a lot of fun things that can happen there. Let's take the Dragon Spine for one quick example. If you start a battle on this space, on this location, you can add up to X to your battle roll, and X is the number of characters you have. So basically, if another player is on this space and you move there to attack, you're going to get an advantage. It's sort of like you're up here on the ridge and you're ambushing the player who is passing through the bottom of this ridge, and that's something that actually happens. No, it doesn't actually happen in the story, but in the story that I wrote, there are sentries posted up on the ridge, and there are people passing through. They know that this is a place where ambushes could happen, and so they guard it and they protect it to keep this travel lane open. That's what actually happens in the story. You can see a line from the story on the bottom of the card. Sometimes I spotted sentries on the ridges above, but only after they had spotted me. All right. So let's say that I talk about this topic successfully. I can move through this location. I forgot to add 1 point for Earthshaker, and now I can add 1 point for going into the Dragon Spine successfully. So now I'm up to, what, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 points. All right, doing good. And the last card I've prepped is an enemy. And I know this card is an enemy because he has an opposite color name from the color that I chose, from the color of my starting character's name. So in this game, you can choose to be any character you want. You can be the Goblin. You can choose the Goblin as your starting character as you want to, and then your allies will be the same color as your character's name, and your enemies would be opposite color. All right, so because he is an enemy, I'm going to refer to the topics on my characters' cards, my team that I've been developing. The greater your team, the more options you have in terms of what you can speak about when you encounter enemies or when you battle other players. So I would roll a dice, and I got a 2. And what it means is I can talk about the number 2 topic on any one of my team cards in order to take out the enemy. So typically people look for, the most easy one, or the one that they haven't talked about yet, the one that they have more options in terms of what they could speak about. But if you do that successfully, you would take out the enemy, defeat the enemy. It's removed from the board, put in a new card, and dun da da da, you've completed this little gauntlet that you've set up for yourself. The thing I love about this game is that you can just keep on, you can play it for as short a time or as long a time as you like. If you want to keep it really short, you can easily do it in 5, 10, 15 minutes. You just use these sort of like challenge cards, flip over a few, imagine yourself making your way through this world and encountering some baddies, see what you can do, see what you can talk about. And I made it solo. I made it able to be played solo in this way because language learners were saying to me, "We really like your games. Could you design something that I could study and play by myself?" And this is something that I would enjoy playing by myself. I would find it to be very relaxing. So you can prep yourself solo. You can work with one of our pre-built study guides or even make your own. And then when you come out to play with us online, or when you play with your friends in real life, you'll be better prepared. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I hope your language learning is going great. I'll see you back here next time.